Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire potential briefing for Wednesday, August 5th. Looks like the heat returns starting from west to east across the Great Basin the next few days, along with occasional areas of breezy, dry winds. Nothing very strong, but in that 15 to 30 mile an hour range, enough to push fires. We also have thunderstorms, which will initially be on the drier side. Maybe even late this afternoon in far southern areas near the Arizona Strip, but more likely starting tomorrow and then going into Friday and the weekend and even into early next week. Right now, overall fire danger is high to extreme as fuels in just about all areas are in that 90th to 97th percentile. Uh, Impact map shows a lot going on. Obviously, we have the smoke in all areas. We have breezy conditions, 20 to near 30 miles an hour, but in the vicinity of large fire activity and new starts, that is significant. You can pick your days, and from the Sierra to parts of Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. It looks like the winds stay more in the northern areas on Friday. We are watching a push of moisture, maybe an isolated thunderstorm near the Arizona Strip today. Minimal, maybe just one or two strikes if it happens, but more concern tomorrow and then on Friday, especially on the northern edge where the moisture is quite limited. So initial attack looks like it'll be picking up in the south next couple of days. This morning's satellite imagery does show smoke settled in across much of the region, a little bit thicker to the north, and some clouds there. And there's that hint of monsoonal moisture. See just on the edge of the screen through there. This was yesterday in the peak heating hours. So as we heat up, the smoke will clear out. This was some of that fire activity on the Wide Mouth 2 fire and some other fire activity, and we expect a similar pattern today as the smoke clears out and the atmosphere becomes more unstable. No precipitation or lightning in the last 24 hours. You see that monsoonal push, or at least the leading edge, coming a little bit closer to us today. Now, observed precipitation the past week, 7 days, not including the last 24 hours. So this is actually going from days 2 through 8. It does show that we had quite a bit across the eastern areas still, but that was about 7 or 8 days ago. If we go the past 6 days, really, it's been drying out significantly. Initial attack, fairly light. We're just dealing with a lot of the fires that we've received over the past couple of days. Smoke continues to be an issue for us today and tomorrow, widespread across many areas, except right now the far, far south. Flash drought the last 6 months shows extreme conditions in our southern areas, especially southeastern areas, and it's creeping further northward. The ERC point map shows significantly critically dry areas just about everywhere, 90th to 97th percentile. Areas in the purple are between 97th percentile and record dry levels, so something to keep in mind. Large scale map, high pressure, which is still off to our southwest, should keep the monsoon for the most part at bay today, but that area in the black gets a little closer as the high starts drifting further eastwards the next couple of days. That'll allow some of that mid-level moisture from the south to start coming in, not in a big train, but just enough to cause some isolated to scattered thunderstorms. You can see where we have the high risk, not today, but starting tomorrow and into Friday in the south. And then for some of those breezy conditions where the winds could be somewhere in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range briefly, we do have high risk for either wind or burn environment. Now, a deeper dive, you see some of those winds through here in the darker green to orange. Those are stronger winds today, tomorrow, and Friday. You see the humidity bone dry just about all areas. Temperature-wise, pretty hot in the western part of the Great Basin, 102 in Reno, and that heat spreads. It builds 103 in Reno tomorrow, but you notice that there is about a 5-degree bump up in temperatures in many areas as that warmer, or I should say hotter air spreads further east. And then looking further down the road, precipitation. Today may be an isolated storm in the Arizona Strip. We'll see, but the monsoonal push starts coming in, and you see these precipitation numbers are fairly light, a couple hundredths of an inch, maybe a tenth or quarter in some of the greener areas on Friday, so not a lot of rain. This won't be something that moistens fuels as much as it causes new ignitions. Now, later on in the period, we will see some of that moisture build. This black area here replaces that tannish dry air mass shade. So we will see higher humidity at the surface, but also increasing numbers of thunderstorms. We feel that IA in the south will be an issue Saturday and Sunday, although far southern areas will see more moisture gradually. There'll be some wind issues also with those moderate breezes in the north. And then by Monday, we would have moistened up quite a bit. We'll have to reevaluate what the thunderstorm prognosis will be. You see some of those breezes in the north Saturday and Sunday, not strong, but still there. And humidity, again, bone dry, except you're starting to see a little bit of an increase in the south, where minimum humidities by Monday reach the 20s. Precipitation, more widespread coverage of thunderstorms pushing in Saturday and inching northward Sunday. We're seeing more of that greenish shade. That's a tenth to a quarter inch of rain, and that's day after day. Even a few pockets of blue, which is a half inch. So again, as the atmosphere gets more juicy, end of the week into early next week on some of our existing fires or recent fires, we'll have to watch, believe it or not, for the possibility of some flash flooding in the south, but more ignitions on the northern edge of that moisture shield. So summing things up, a lot going on, high risk in the many days, at least 5 or 6 of the days. Breezy conditions for the first day, and then we see that lightning starting to encroach on the area while still having breezy, dry conditions in the north. And looks like the weekend could see a lot of new ignitions before things quiet down maybe a little bit Monday and Tuesday, but by that time we'll be dealing probably with new ignitions and new fires. The 6 to 10 day does show a monsoonal push continuing and maybe a bit further north. I'm not sure about how far this northern extent will be, but it looks like western areas should stay mostly dry. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.